Welcome to your daily focus for October the 31st, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you for all of your positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. And I do send it right back to you. Now let's see what the energy is going to be for us today. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is our very first card. She hasn't been around in a while with the Queen of Pentacles. So this is relationships. This is love. This is compassion. This is what we can do for others. This is working collectively. And so much more. And the Nine of Cups at the end. Wow. Queen of Swords is our first card. I almost sense that she's beckoning the storm to get things moving, to stand up, to walk forward. So this could be our energy today of wanting to move forward, wanting to jump forward, wanting to step into our tomorrow. And I'm not getting this as a great energy. I'm getting this as a beware that we want to do this. That we might say yes to things that really don't benefit us in any way, doesn't bring in value into our life. There's kind of, all the women are on the table here today. So it's compassion and wanting to work together. What's in Libra, wanting the harmony, the balance. I think Venus is there right now. So I don't know who Venus is talking to, but Venus is saying loud and clear that we want the balance, we want the harmony, and so we may give of ourselves. So if we're giving of ourselves today, we're stepping in with both feet in a new direction, starting a new task, taking on a new responsibility, saying yes to an obligation that we've thought it through. That we understand, yes, we give in this world, we always give in this world, but does it bring value back to us? Should this be on our plate? Queen of Pentacles right in the middle. Well, she's giving us the look. She's asking us if we are sure about the path we want to take. And she's ready to give the abundance. Give it to her people if the argument is sound, if it has been thought through, if there is a plan of action. Not if it's a whim. So be careful of those whims today that might are presented to us, or we're presenting to somebody else. Because she is saying the abundance comes from that strong plan. What you have been thinking about, what you have been dreaming about. So if you're not sure of it yet, you need to go back to the drawing board and dream some more today. With all these women, it's an intuitive kind of day. Your intuition will be high today if you listen to it. You'll be able to ask yourself some questions and come up with some answers, some new understandings, some new perceptions that's going to take you forward, that's going to make you flourish like that tree is flourishing behind her. And she's so sure of herself, she doesn't even need this big guard dog. She's got this cute little cuddly thing, right? She doesn't need protection. She knows that she is safe. So you need to know you are safe. You need to know you are already grounded in some way, in some form. So do you have the plan? Do you have the big picture in your mind? Yesterday was all about dreaming the big picture. Now we're being asked, are we ready to go forward? Are we ready to put our money where our mouth is? Because great abundance can be ours. So we really want to, I get a feeling that we're very intuitive today, absolutely. But intuition in the way of reflection, of meditation, of having those conversations with God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, source, yourself, seemingly. You need to really think about where you want to go. And the things that come into your path today, you really have to question it. You can't just say yes. You can't just say no. You have to bring in the balance of the give and the get. Affirmation. The affirmation of the day. See if another lady appears. The hangman. But you know what? I pulled him out upside down. So be careful of, see, this is, stepping off the cliff and falling to our death because we didn't have a plan. Because we jumped in with both feet without investigating, without the proper knowledge, without researching or understanding it fully. So be careful of this energy. Be careful of this energy today, okay? We just, be grounded, be mindful, be the diplomat. I mean, we have two queens here, so definitely they are the diplomats of the deck. Some of them. The important people. They're the diplomats. They're the ones who think it through, that weigh out the pro and cons, the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, the dark and the light. Where are we going with the hangman? So, I'm going to read this, but we're upside down here for this, okay? So let's think about this and think it through of what it's really trying to tell us today. I know that a spiritual approach rarely appears logical and sometimes even seems impractical. However, when this card appears, I can take a risk and trust with faith anything is possible. So we really don't want to have that affirmation today. We want to say that even though I know there's a spiritual approach, we have to consider the logical. It needs to seem practical. The invisible realms will reveal each step along the way. I am meant to experience this regardless of where I travel. This is a time when I'm learning that I am a spiritual being having this human experience. And so we may feel a lot more like people trying to have that spiritual experience today. So our intuition is there, but I kind of said it with a little bit of a hesitant there, and I guess we can't allow our ego. Be careful when you're talking to your intuition today. Okay? I think that's what it really is be careful of how you relate to your intuition today. Because when you ask a question, an answer comes back. And chances are you're not going to like that answer. And so you are going to negotiate. The voice becomes silent, but your ego steps into place. And you don't even realize the switch. And your ego says, oh yeah, we can do this instead. Don't worry about it. Let's go forward. We're okay. Don't argue with it. Accept it. So don't ask a question that you really don't want the answer for. Are willing to listen to the answer. Because you may not like it. So make sure that you are not debating, because your ego will step in. Your ego will take over. Your ego will convince you that you got it all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry what that first remark was. It meant nothing. Let's get our animal out. Our higher intuition. Sounds like midnight came in. Persistent midnight. She does not give up. Hope, wisdom appears. Look at this. Wisdom appears. This is what we need to attach ourselves to today. So let's go to the owl. I haven't seen the owl in quite a while. Getting a lot of new, different cards and new energy moving in. Second sight, magic, secrets, truth, and wisdom. A wise old owl lived in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? If owl has arrived in your reading, it symbolizes the wisdom that you have, which spans your earthly years. Those who you come in contact with may be drawn to you for sage advice, your second sight, your keen ability to keep secrets. You can sense truth and untruth in people and situations, though you don't always follow through on your gut instincts. And once again, we're not listening to our intuition. We're not trusting it. We're second guessing it. So don't do that today, please. Owl tells you that you are interpreting the signs correctly and to believe in your psychic abilities, which are a gift, not a curse, despite the information that you receive. Despite the information that you receive. Owl can also mean that there is someone keeping a secret from you or being untruthful. This is not you being overly sensitive. Follow through on the feelings you have with your second sight, for if you don't, you may indeed regret it later on. So it's listening to that little voice inside us today. It's paying attention to what brings value into our life. And yes, we will be reaching out today. That's kind of obvious. We will be reaching out to work together, to partner, deepening relationships, growing them stronger, starting them new. So pay attention to what that little voice tells you, especially when you are meeting new people today. So today is definitely a day to not be the fool, to not step off the cliff. Where is our fool? He's way down here because he showed up upside down. I rarely have an upside down card, but I do pay attention when they are upside down. And it's telling us to watch where we stop. Make sure that the ground is solid for our next step before we move forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.